lunch orders in so we can move the day along. We have a wonderful program for you today. So I welcome you all to our 32nd Annual Cancer Survivor Day celebration. My name is Angela McCabe, and I'm the Director of Patient and Family Services for the Oncology Service. I've had the pleasure of working at St. Barnabas for 24 years, and there's several of you out there that knew me back then, and I did start at the age of 15. I don't know what the math worked out to. So it's wonderful to see you all here today. We really appreciate you taking time out to join us for this celebration of life. And I just wanted to give you a little bit of an outline of what the day's going to look like. So we're going to have lunch, and then we're going to start our program, and you are in for a real treat. So I want you to enjoy your lunch, and we're hoping to start the program estimated maybe about 1:30, 1:40. We'll see how the lunch rolls out. Enjoy, and if you need anything, I'm right here at this table with all of these lovely folks. Thank you. Settle down after that delicious lunch, but we really want you to focus now on our terrific program that we're going to get started. So I now have the pleasure of introducing Stephen Zenowitz, President and Chief Executive Officer of St. Barnabas Medical Center. Mr. Zenowitz will deliver our opening remarks.
Gibson hollow body. It's going to have a nice mellow sound there. Should be taught behind it. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome, and thank you for being here and celebrating the 32nd Annual Cancer Survivors Day celebration. St. Barnabas Medical Center's mission is to provide compassionate care, healthcare excellence, and superior service for our patients and their families, and for everyone here in this room. And it's really exciting that we're all here today to celebrate and support each other's success. This day brings together our survivors, your loved ones, and your St. Barnabas Medical Center family, your physicians, nurses, navigators, social workers, art therapists, holistic nurses, radiation therapists, and hospital administrators. Cancer Survivors Day is celebrated around the world. This is a day to reflect on your journey, share your experiences with other survivors, and thank those who supported you along the way. This is a day filled with camaraderie, hope, laughter, joy, and inspiration. According to the National Cancer Survivors Day Foundation, a survivor is anyone living with a history of cancer, from the moment of diagnosis through the remainder of their life. Today we pause to honor your strength and courage. RWJBarnabas Health remains New Jersey's leading provider of cancer care, treating more than 1 in every 5 New Jersey cancer patients. That is 50% more than any other healthcare system. St. Barnabas Medical Center continues to make significant and important investments in the latest technologies, which includes 2 state-of-the-art radiation therapy linear accelerators. Dr. Graham. Yeah. Our Rutgers Cancer Institute of New Jersey relationship also provides St. Barnabas Medical Center patients and physicians with access to the Big Ten Cancer Consortium, creating a unique team, a research culture to drive science rapidly from ideas to treatment, changing paradigms. Translational medicine at its best. Within this innovative environment, today's research leaders collaborate with and mentor the research leaders of tomorrow with the unified goal of improving the lives of all patients that have cancer. We are most proud to congratulate each and every one of you for your courage and zest for life Your determination and spirit continues to inspire each and every one of us every single day. At this time, I would like to ask our cancer survivors to please stand. So everybody in this room who is a cancer survivor, please stand. Please remain standing. We also want to recognize your family and friends as their efforts as caregivers often go unacknowledged. Will the caregivers please stand also? Join me in another round of applause. We want to thank you all for partnering with St. Barnabas Cancer Program and allowing us to care for you. It is truly an honor and a privilege. Thank you. This day is special, and many of your physicians are here to celebrate with us. Join me in welcoming Dr. Gran, Dr. Scapatulo, Dr. Ladin, Dr. Wegmar, Miller, Dr. Litvak, and Dr. Smith. The cancer program at St. Barnabas is fortunate to have a talented, committed leadership team who truly believes in providing compassionate care, healthcare excellence, and superior service. Please join me in recognizing Susan Garrowitz, Angela McCabe, Sandra Mazzio, Paul Sonda, and Roland Romano. Lastly, I would like to thank a special friend and supporter for all the programs and services, Mr. Louis LaSalle, RWJBarnabas Health, Corporate Vice President of Community Relations. I like to refer to him as the Mayor of New Jersey. On behalf of the entire healthcare team, we thank you for choosing St. Barnabas Medical Center and allowing us to participate in your cancer care. Please enjoy the rest of this special day.
It is my pleasure now to introduce Dr. Alison, Chairwoman of Radiation Oncology at the St. Barnabas Medical Center. Dr. Graham sits on numerous boards and committees. She's on St. Barnabas Medical Center Board of Trustee, Med Exec Committee, Treasurer of the Medical Staff, the Institutional Review Board, the Cancer Committee, RWJBarnabas Health Advisory Board for the Radiation Oncology product line. And she still manages to have time to take care of patients. It's a wonder. She's also clinical assistant professor in the Department of Radiation Oncology for Rutgers Robert Wood Johnson School of Medicine. Dr. Grant has received numerous awards and honors. Of late, the American Cancer Society Diamond Ball Medical Honoree, the Salute to the Policymakers Award from the Executive Women's Council of New Jersey, Physician of the Year, Heroes in Healthcare Award from New Jersey Biz, the Robert Wood Johnson Medical School Staff Volunteer Faculty Award, and she's been selected by Castle Connolly as Top Doc, listed in New York Magazine, as well as Top Doc in New Jersey Monthly. Dr. Graham remains involved with research projects, publications, and conference proceedings, and has written many abstracts in both chapters. She's also committed to clinical research and providing high-quality, safe patient care. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Graham.
Welcome to everybody today. I'm going to have the privilege of introducing Evan Ruggiero. He began dancing at the age of 5 in his hometown studio, and by age 10, he was accepted into the famed New Jersey Tap Ensemble. Upon entering his sophomore year at Montclair State University, while pursuing a Bachelor of Fine Arts in Musical Theater, Evan was suddenly diagnosed with an osteosarcoma, a very rare bone cancer of his right leg. Enduring 9 surgeries in a 6-month period, in an effort to save his leg, the cancer returned more aggressively than the original diagnosis. He was faced with the ultimate decision of amputation in order to stop the cancer and save his life, as well as undergoing chemotherapy for 16 months. 18 months after the amputation, and only 2 days after receiving his quote-unquote peg leg, Evan was tapping again. In 2018, he received a Drama Desk nomination for Best Actor in a Musical, a Cheater Garrow Award nomination for Best Dancer in a Musical, and was awarded a Clive Barnes Award in Theater for his portrayal of Tom Jones in New York City's operatic hit Faster Jones. This past year, he's been seen performing at Carnegie Hall and at the 90th Oscars. He has performed for many notable individuals such as Ellen DeGeneres, Vice President Joe Biden and his wife Dr. Jill Biden, Egypt's 6th and current President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi, and most recently performed alongside 2-time Grammy-winning artists Jason Mraz and Hanson. It is my honor to welcome and introduce Evan Ruggiero.
Thank you so much for having me today. And congratulations to all of our cancer survivors on Cancer Survivors Day. My name is Evan Ruggiero. I just turned 29 actually on Thursday. Let's get the music going. Come on, let's celebrate. But October, just a few weeks away, already October. I will be going on 10 years from my initial diagnosis with osteosarcoma. And it will be 8 years that I am cancer-free. I say it's gone. Cancer-free no more. That is it. It's not coming back. This song is for you. Alright, we were talking about classic songs that can stand the test of time. Here we go. And I'm singing in the rain. I'm just singing in the rain. What a glorious feeling. I might have you again. And alive in a cloud so dark up above. The sun's in my heart and I'm ready for love. Let the storm, the clouds chase everyone from the place. Come on with the rain. I smile on my face, and I'm walking down the lane with a happy Yes, I'm just singing in the rain. What a glorious feeling, 'cause I'm happy again. And I'm laughing up a cloud so dark up above, and I'm singing. Yes, I am singing, and I'm singing and dancing in the rain. Thank you very much. So, I want to talk to you a little bit about my life, what I went through, why I'm standing here with a white peg leg. I'm glad that it matches my shoe and suspenders at least. I tried to get out my fashion game a little more after I lost my leg. But this is so exciting for me to say. I grew up in New Jersey. I'm home. I grew up in Old Bridge, right down the Parkway, exit 123. I've been to many places in the world, and I can never say that. Like, yeah, 123 off Route 9, you guys really know where I grew up. It's great.
But I saw my sister in a dance class when she was 5 years old.
And it just looked like she was having a lot of fun. And I thought, yeah, that's what I want to do too. I want to have a lot of fun. And so my mother signed me up for my first class, and it was a hip-hop class. And it didn't go so well. I was not a good hip-hop dancer at all. But the second year I went back, I said, Mom, I want to take tap. I want to be a tap dancer. She said, why do you want to tap dance?
And as a child, I just loved to stop my feet all over the floor, make lots of noise. I was
Really hyper and just super active. And she said, okay, sure, yeah, we'll sign you up for tap. She got me a pair of tap shoes. I asked her if she could spray paint them gold. I wanted gold tap shoes. She said, sure, Evan, yeah, we'll spray paint your tap shoes gold for you. And I really fell in love with the art form. I practiced every day, every night, under my desk at school. My teachers would say, stop tap dancing. I was also playing baseball. I practiced in the batter's box. I promise you, my other teammates used to chant from the dugout, keep your feet still, keep your feet still.
And there was one year in baseball that
I was out in center field, maybe I was like 9 years old, 10 years old. Nothing's really coming out to center field when you're that young, right? They kind of just put you out there when you just feel like, yeah, he's not that great, so just... But one day something finally came out to center field, and this was my big chance to really just, I can do this! And I got out there and I see the balls coming, and I'm like, oh my God, what am I gonna do? How am I gonna make this my moment? And I guess I was thinking about this new turn this new jump that I learned in ballet class. It's called a tour jeté. It's where you jump up with one leg, you spin around in the air, and then you land on that leg that you kicked up, so you land on one leg, and I went to do that, and I caught the ball all at the same time. And the guy in the bleachers is sitting next to my father, and he says, whoa! Wow, it really looks like that guy's doing ballet out there. And my dad just turned to him with a big smile on his face, and he said, he does. And that was the last year that I played baseball. But I wanted to take my tap dancing to the next level. So I found this company here in New Jersey, in Montclair, called the New Jersey Tap Ensemble. And it was under the direction of Deborah Mitchell. And I auditioned for the company, and she gave me a call back, and I was so afraid about going to that next audition, I cried in my mom's car all up and down Bloomfield Avenue, and I could not go in. And so afterwards, I went to speak with Miss Mitchell, and I told her I was so sorry about crying the entire time and not showing up to the callback audition. And she had me write a letter about why I wanted to be a tap dancer and what tap dance meant to me. So I sent her the letter, and she invited me to come back and rehearse with the company, and I got into the company. And I had one of my first performances at Lincoln Center, the Schomburg Museum in Harlem, and also the New Jersey Performing Arts Center here in Newark. And it was the first time that I was starting to learn about the arts and know that there were, and understand that there were more than, that there was more than just dance. So I got to middle school and I was a guy dancer. And I got picked on a lot. I got bullied. I spent a lot of time in the principal's office. You know, the guys were just, they want to beat me up. I don't know why, but I had this teacher, Mrs. Hilfman, I'll never forget her. And she said, Evan, why don't you audition for the spring musical? We're doing Annie Get Your Gun, and I think there's a part in the show that may be fitting for you. So I auditioned for the show, and I got the part of little Jake, Annie's younger brother. And it was the first time that I could be on stage and I could feel comfortable. I could feel comfortable dancing. I was singing now, which was a new thing for me. I was learning how to act, which was also a new thing for me, but I felt like I was in a safe space. And I got to high school and, you know, young teenagers started to really accept who they were by that point. I got involved in the marching band and more musicals and plays. And it came time to decide where I wanted to go to college. And I was the firstborn in my family, like the first of the cousins, the first grandchild, first son. I felt like I had this weight upon my shoulders to go to school. And the school, going to college was the right thing to do. But I wasn't really good at anything. That's how I felt. I don't know. I wasn't really great at math or science. And all my friends were talking about going to school to be a lawyer and pre-med and then education. And I said, well, can I just sing, dance, and act all day? Is that a thing? And yeah, it was a thing. You could do that, and I had no clue until I started researching it. And I found all these universities all over, all across the country, and I found myself at Montclair State University. Yeah, go Redhawks. There we go. And they had a great musical theater program. I could receive my BFA in musical theater, and they also had a phenomenal tap program, which was very, very appealing to me. So I got in, I auditioned. I had a great first year, and I got ready to start my second year of college. Doing a couple different shows. I was cast in a musical, and one morning I woke up, and I had this pain in my right leg. And I couldn't walk, couldn't get out of bed. I called my mother. I said, Mom, I don't know what to do. There's this immense pain in my leg. I can't do anything. What do I do right now? And she said, okay, you have to find crutches, you have to get yourself to a doctor's office, you have to have an x-ray taken. So I had an x-ray taken, and that doctor said just based on the location and what it looked like on the x-ray, he did not want to touch my leg. He said it may look like a tumor or a mass of some sort, and he said he wants me to see his friend who's a specialist. And so I saw this doctor, and I told him everything that I did. I said, yeah, doctor, I'm in a musical right now at school. I do all this singing and dancing and acting. So I really got to be back for opening night. It's tomorrow. And he said, no, and you're not going to opening night. I was like, what are you talking about? Why can't I go? And he said, well, we have to perform a biopsy on you. And so I tried to fight back as much as I could, but he said, look, you're in severe pain. I've seen possible tumors like this hundreds of times. So I had the biopsy done, and I was woken up after that operation, and I was told that I was being diagnosed with osteosarcoma, which is bone cancer. In my tibia, in my shin. You're telling a dancer, okay? And I thought it was the end of my life. It was the end of the world for me. My dreams were gone. And I remember talking about all the possible surgery that I would need, and my doctors took out my left fibula bone, and they put that into my right tibia bone so that it could grow to be a new tibia. And when that didn't work, I lost some of my lat muscle to go in there, and some skin grafts, and some muscle from my calf, and everything was okay. And I started getting through, what my life would be like now. And I started to get stronger and feel better about myself. And one day we were talking about surgery, and we were going to have this operation done. I had this large metal external fixator on my leg. And I was embarrassed by it. But it was coming off, finally. 7 months down the road, this thing's coming off my leg. And I woke up from that operation, and the fixator was off my leg, but I had this feeling something just didn't feel right. And my doctor came to my bedside and he said, Evan, I'm sorry to tell you, but your cancer has come back. And now the only thing left to do, in order to save your life, we have to amputate your right leg above the knee. And I just kept thinking, why? Why does this have to happen now? Why, oh why? Somewhere over a rainbow, way up high, there's a land that I've heard of. Why can't I? Somewhere over the rainbow, bluebirds fly, and those dreams that you dream really do come true. Someday I'll wish upon a star, wake up when the clouds are far behind. Man, where trouble melts like the lemon drops, high on the chimney tops, that's where you'll find me. Oh, somewhere over the rainbow, bluebirds fly, the birds fly over the rainbow. Why, oh why can't I? Why can I just get up out of that bed and start walking again? Why can I just tap dance again? Why can I just go back to school and live my life again? And I talked about, doctor, what about the last 7 months of surgery? Now what am I going to do? And I took all this negative energy and I found a way to somehow turn it into a positive. And in that moment, I remembered there was a tap dancer. His name was Clayton Pegleg Bates. Yeah, there you go. I knew some people would know about him. And he lost his leg in a cotton gin accident at the age of 12. And the doctor had to amputate his leg on his mother's kitchen table. Now, Clayton's uncle came home, saw that his nephew had one leg. He said, this isn't going to do. And he made him a peg leg out of crutches. And Clayton then taught himself how to tap dance on that peg leg. He traveled the world performing for the Queen of England. He holds the record for most appearances on the Ed Sullivan Show, actually, 26 in total. And I saw a video of Peg Leg Bates when I was 16, way before my diagnosis with cancer started. And I just thought, hey, that guy is awesome. He's laying it down with one leg. He's doing better tap steps than some people with 2 legs. And there I am now, sitting in this hospital bed, talking to my doctor. I said, you know what? If Peg Leg Bates can do it, so can I. And then we talked about the advancements in prosthetics and microprocessor knees and running. And I now have a leg that's waterproof, and I only have to charge it once every 8 days. I know, my first leg I had to charge every other night. And I forgot to charge it a couple times too. It wasn't great. It locks up on you. It's a whole situation. It's like carrying around like a 20-pound peg leg. Right? But then more news came. And I'd have to go through chemotherapy. Another setback. And all I wanted to do was go back to school and tap dance again and sing and live my life and find that normalcy. And so, behind my doctor's back, I signed up for 13 credits to go back to Montclair. I was a full-time student. And I said to my doctor, I said, hey, I'm going to go back to school. He said, no, you cannot. Okay? While you're going through chemo, you can get something like a cold and that could kill you. I said, well, I signed up for 13 credits, I'm going to do this, I'm going to live my life. I got my first prosthetic. You know, the one I had to charge every other night? That one. I got that. I got myself into physical therapy. I started to teach myself how to walk again. And then day one came for school. I was with my friends. I was 19 years old. I was about to turn 20. I was doing what every other 19, 20-year-old was doing. It was fun. And then my doctor said, we think there's something on your lungs. And now I had to have a left frontal lung thoracotomy to remove 8 tumors out of my lungs. And a right frontal lung thoracotomy. That one was clear. But more chemotherapy. Another 9 months of chemotherapy. And all I wanted to do was just, I kept hearing the saying, you'll see the light at the end of the tunnel. And where was the light? Where was it? And so the director of my musical theater program, he tried to be that light. And he cast me in a musical while I was going through chemo in Sweet Charity. And he gave me the part of Herman, which is this grumpy nightclub owner. And it was really great because I was kind of grumpy at the time. I had no hair. So I would get chemo during the day. And then at night I would go perform. So I would sometimes have a large backpack of fluids on to keep me hydrated. But really all I was doing was walking around stage going, be quiet. Stop talking, get in line. And it was great. But those were the things that were making me feel whole again and adding that normalcy into my life. And now 2 years from my initial diagnosis, I finally finished my chemotherapy. And I said to my prosthetist, I said, all right, we know what peg leg Bates is doing. I want to do that too. Okay, what do you think we can do? And he goes into his back workstation, and he comes out with this peg leg that looks like he went to Home Depot. It is the most basic leg ever. I mean, all the technology is out there. And I got like, $5.99 aisle 7. Piece of titanium alloy. I don't even know what it is to this day. But it made me so happy to put this leg on and to try and tap dance again. And I put the leg on and I got myself in a dance studio. It was around midnight. And I just let this leg become an extension of my body. And I just tried to make sounds, and I got on YouTube and I was like, okay, what's peg leg bass doing? Okay, yeah, that's cool. All right, I'm gonna try that too. And then I was doing some of his steps, and then I said, okay, well maybe I could do something like this. And then before I knew it, I just taught myself how to do a time step again, and I felt whole. I felt like I was exactly where I needed to be. And my family supported me every single day. My father could not be more proud of the man I am today. I'm sure he would love to see me playing baseball, but he comes to every single one of my shows. And my mother spent every single night in the hospital with me. My sister actually went, she's a nurse now. She's a nurse at Duke University Hospital. She said after she saw what I went through, she wanted to save lives every day. And she does that. But through it all, there was the one common theme that I tried to find. And it was to follow your dreams.
Dream on, dream on.
I will never be the dancer that I once was, but I would have never become the person that I am today. Thank you so much for having me today. We're all here. We're all alive. Give yourselves a round of applause. Happy Cancer Survivors Day. And please give it up for Justin Garcia on the guitar. Oh, so now we're going to do a little Q&A. So if anyone has any burning desires or questions, nothing is off limits. Okay, we're going to get 3 microphones. That's a new one.
I just met this young lady. That it's just going to continue because I want to bring to the youth of Prairie who have enough to contend with. This is somebody very special.
Thank you. Anybody else? One more yet.
What are you appearing in any place now that we can come and see?
What am I appearing in? Well,
Coming up.
the next thing, well, I'll be in New Orleans tomorrow morning. Tonight you can catch me at the Edison Ballroom with Patti LuPone and Cheetah Rivera. So if you guys want to come by to the late show, the next official thing happening in New York City for me, this is totally off the record. It's not in the news, or it's not on, it's not out there in the world of social media yet. I will be performing in a musical called Baby with Tony Award winner Alice Ripley. She was from Sideshow, Next to Normal, and that will be happening in early December. Any more questions? Yes. I'm going to bring the microphone to. Oh, here it comes.
So what I want to say is we here are all very fortunate to have your story and your art in front of us. And with all that's going on in the world right now, it would be great to have that seen broader. Have you considered either 60 Minutes or some type of special that could be put on TV? Because the message is so critical. People are so worried about insignificant things when there are really important things going on and people suffering, and how you took a very negative situation and made it very empowering and inspirational, and you could affect millions by getting your story out. Is that something that you're planning to do or hoping to do? Or?
So there is actually something out right now on Amazon Prime that I was just a part of called Able, a series. And it's all about performers and artists with disabilities sharing their stories and just talking about all of the crap in the industry and in the world, and how the odds are stacked against us, and how we will still try and persevere and get through all of that. There's a lot of wonderful performers in that. Tony Award winner Ali Stroker, who just won the Tony for Oklahoma. She's a wheelchair user. She's in that. I appear in it a couple times. There's a lovely bunch of Broadway actors and actresses. But also, I like to go to hospitals a lot, and elementary schools, middle schools, and high schools, and talk to kids about what it is that I go through. We're in a different age of technology and cyberbullying, and there's a lot of different emotions that can be shared on a cell phone now. And just to talk to these kids about important things in life, and to try to get their heads out of those phones, and to say, hey, look, there's a lot of stuff happening in the world that you should be a part of and take note about. So those are some of the things that I try to do every day.
I just want to tell you that my mother was the nurse to take her cases. Was the nurse to take her cases. My uncle was a chef there. So I was there many times and I saw her perform live. You'd be proud of what you're doing.
Thank you very much. I have been in touch with his daughter, Melody Holden Bates. And we talk often still. She just wrote to me the other day. But when Pegleg Bates passed away, I believe he was 92. Yeah, he was 92, and he performed the day before he passed away. He was performing up to the very last moment. And I never got to meet him because I wasn't in that tap world. And I believe it was 1999. I was 9 years old at the time. So he had already passed before I became aware of him. But a lot of his friends who are still alive reached out to me, and they would just share footage upon footage and tell me stories about Pegleg. They all called him Pegleg. And they would tell me stories about Pegleg and all that he did. And, you know, Pegleg Bates grew up in a different time. He grew up in the South, he grew up poor, black, and disabled. So there was a lot going against him during that time, and he took everything that he learned growing up. He became the first African-American resort owner. He owned the Pegleg Bates Country Club up in Fairhampton, New York. And it's still there. I tried to check it out. I talked to his daughter about it, Melody, just recently to go see it. And unfortunately, Hurricane Sandy took its toll on it. But there have been a couple ideas that I've had with it for the future, to maybe make it a center for, a center for children and adults with disabilities to teach them how to dance. So that's something that I've been thinking about, that I'd love to do. And yeah, thank you. Thank you for sharing that. One more.
Hi. I graduated from Montclair State when it was still Montclair State College, so that was a while ago. And I give you lots of credit. But I have a question. Do you have other prosthetic legs for other activities?
I got this. I got it. It's show and tell. Here we go. How many times you go to an event where somebody holds up their leg? Here it is. Here is one of my prosthetics. I lost one leg, I have about 8 now. This is the second walking leg that I have. This is the one I can charge like once every 8 days. So it's great if you're lazy. But this does everything. Underwater, walking up and down stairs, up and down hills. I can drive with this. I still drive stick shift. I operate all three clutch, brake, gas the same way as you would with 2 legs, for those of you manual drivers. I can snowboard, I can ski, I can cycle. This basically covers all of it. I really only use the peg leg for tap dancing for the most part. Different musicals that I do if they want it to, if they want it to be something different, if they want to step outside of the box. I do have a running leg. It is a larger version of what you see here at the bottom of my ankle, what my ankle would be. Kind of like those cheetah legs, is what they're called. All carbon fiber, and you just really bounce off of that thing and go forward. Funny story, I'm not really a runner. I just kind of have the leg, I just kind of, recreationally run around the track maybe once a year. And someone called me up one morning to do a photo shoot in Jersey City, and they needed to fill out the part of amputee runner. So my agent called me and said, "Hey, do you run?" "Yeah, occasionally, once a year." I said, Great. Do you want to do this photo shoot? They need an amputee runner." "Okay, sure, yeah, I'll do it. And the way it works with print is you don't know anything until the night before. So you don't know where you're going, you don't know what time it is, you don't know what you have to wear, what you're doing. And so at around 9:45 p.m., I get a breakdown of everything that I need to do, and they said, "Great, thank you so much for doing this. You're going to be called at 7 a.m. Bring these clothes, bring your leg that you wear, and also, before the shoot happens, everyone's just going to run a 5K." 5K on the streets of Jersey City? Like, what? So that was my running highlight, running career highlight. Other than that, though, yeah, I have lots of custom legs for different shows, but this is basically my everyday, doing it leg, and it's really sturdy. I've had this one for about 4 years now. And it's still in warranty. Well, last question.
Hi, Evan. I actually took a tap class from you 6 years ago.
Yeah.
And I haven't stopped talking about you since. My family and I, we own 2 dance studios. And it's not a question, but my mom's the owner and she's going through breast cancer right now. So this has been very inspiring and emotional for us being dancers. So thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for reconnecting. Can I ask you, where was the tap class?
Associated Dance Teachers in New Jersey.
Yeah.
Yeah, at that workshop. Like
February 7th, 2015.
Yeah.
Boom. For those of you that don't know, I have a really crazy memory.
So, those of you who know me know that I can talk the night away, but I'm actually speechless for what we witnessed today and experienced with them. Garcia, Evan's guitarist as well, and thank you.
Justin and I have been playing music together since we were in high school. And we both grew up in Aldridge. We reconnected to play music professionally now. And the only reason why I know that date is because we played one of our first shows the day before, on February 6th, which was one of our big reunion shows that we did in New York City.
So again, typically when I'm doing my research for this event, we come up with something wonderful. I think that this is way beyond wonderful. We thank you for your intimate story, for sharing, for singing, for talking, for tapping. We just can't thank you enough.
Thank you very much. It's very special to be here. Like I said, this is home. I don't get to do this often, and be home. And it's nice just to have, the home state support, and I get not be in Germany somewhere.
My only regret today, Evan, is that I didn't know that you could sing us a Bruce Springsteen song. So Steve, I'm sorry. Tomorrow was Bruce's birthday. That would have been great, but next time we'll do that.
I got teardrops on the sea, let's do the searching for us two. See my goal was walking pretty, got a room to move. With everybody
the wall. 10th Avenue, breathe out. Say it again. 10th Avenue, breathe out.
And so on behalf of St. Barnabas, Evan and Justin, this is a little token of our thank you.
Thank you so
When you
much.
use it, we hope you think of us and Barnabas. I don't know how I recovered from that debut of my singing on stage. Dr. Scopatillo, I hope you forgive me, I'm a little shaken up right now. So, I now have the pleasure of introducing Dr. Michael Scopatillo, who is the Chief Medical Officer of St. Barnabas Cancer Center. He's been in practice for over 30 years and has served as Chief Medical Officer for the last 4 years. He currently serves as Chairman of the St. Barnabas Medical Center Cancer Committee. Dr. Scopatillo sits on numerous councils and advisory boards, such as the RWJBarnabas Health Advisory Board for the Medical Oncology product line, the Robert Wood Johnson Barnabas Health Research Clinical Advisory Board, and the Cardio Oncology Collaborative. As you can see, both we keep Dr. Grant and Dr. Scopatillo very busy. He's actively involved in the American Cancer Society, Susan G. Komen Medical Advisory Board, the American Medical Association, New Jersey Medical Society, and American Association of Clinical Cancer Centers. For his efforts, Dr. Scopatillo has received many awards, including the American Cancer Society President's Award and Diamond Ball Medical Honoree. Physician of the Year from the Center for Home Health Development and the New Jersey Hospice, the National Hospital and Palliative Care Excellence in Team Care Award. He has also published several articles in professional publications, including Anti-Cancer Research, Cancer Research Reports, and the Rutgers University Press. Dr. Scopatillo has been at the forefront of expanding our oncology program with RWJ and CINJ, such as developing our Hematology Oncology Fellowship Program. Even with all of his administrative duties, Dr. Scopatillo maintains a high-volume practice, specializing in lung, lymphoma, melanoma, breast, and gastrointestinal cancers, and it is now my pleasure to introduce Dr. Scopatillo.
I think that that's a really very, very hard act to follow. I don't know what I'm standing up here for now, but I'm here to really thank everybody for coming. On behalf of the St. Barnabas Medical Center and the entire cancer program, I would like to thank all of you for attending Cancer Survivor Celebration. Look around the room. The number of you in attendance today grows each year. I think that that's speaks for the determination and the perseverance that you as patients have gone through. More importantly, I think it shows the amount of successes that we now have in treating patients with cancer. I'd like to thank Evan Ruggiero and his guitarist Justin for their performance today. Evan, I think that what you've gone through is amazing, and you've shown us that even in the worst cases, cancer can be cured. Congratulations to you, and keep up the work, because I think it's great to get these stories out and to tell people what you've gone through and where successes can be found. We hope that each of you leave our program today with a renewed sense of hope and determination. I believe that today we really hit a grand slam, and again, thank you for coming. Please join me in thanking Angela McCabe and Kelly Goss for their tireless efforts in planning this wonderful event. I would also like to thank Mr. Steven Zinowitz, our President and Chief Executive Officer. Mr. Zinowitz came here from Seattle, Washington. He spoke to me and says, Mike, I want to build a really world-class cancer program at St. Barnabas Medical Center. The first thing we talked about was starting a bone marrow transplant program and bringing CAR T-cells treatment to St. Barnabas Medical Center. Steve has been very supportive of building our program, and his visions, and I think that his foresight and support are allowing us to grow this program to a world-class program. Steve, I thank you. I would like to thank Susan Garrow, our President of Oncology Services, Vice President of Oncology Services. Susan's leadership, vision, commitment, and dedication to our program goes beyond speaking. She's wonderful, and she's really supported all of us in the development of our program here, and her talent and knowledge has really expanded our program and our vision here. As you arrived, you were greeted by our terrific staff from psychosocial support services, navigation, radiation oncology, and the infusion center and the cancer center as well. I would like to ask the staff to stand and thank you for your help. Successful for the care and the wonderful compassion that you give to our patients. Please join me in a round of applause for the staff here at Ruggiero Farms. Richard, Barbara, and Nicholas, and all the wait staff. Again, you provided us with a wonderful venue, wonderful food, and a wonderful atmosphere. I'd like to also extend special thanks to Jerry LaGuardia, Greg, and Tim. We thank you for your assistance with this year's event, logistics, and oversight of all the audiovisual meetings. At your table, you will find registration information and an evaluation form. We ask you to please fill this out so that we continue making this event even more successful in the future. Before we end, we have to give away the centerpieces. So the person with the birthday closest to December 31st gets the centerpiece.
When's your birthday?
Before we leave,
March. February. So it's me. I get it.
before we leave, I'd like to give our special thanks. The St. Barnabas system at that time was sponsoring an event with Susan G. Komen and the Walk for the Cure. I met Angela there, and it was about 6:30 in the morning, and there was a table set up. And the first words she said to me, always giving orders, you got to give out these shirts. And from that day on, I realized what a wonderful person she was. This is really Angela's day. This is something that is very dear to her, and I know that she spends an enormous amount of time planning these events. And And I think that this wouldn't be possible without Angela. And Angela, thank you for everything you do, not only for this day, but all cancer programs and all of our patients. So thanks.